No modern hip hop production would be complete without some low frequency booming sub bass sound. This sound is often described as the 808 bass or the 808 boom or the 808 sub. Now, you can get samples of the 808 sub bass or the 808 boom or whatever you want to call it from a lot of different places to use in a sampler. For instance, you could purchase drum sample libraries, or you could download sounds from the internet, or someone could share their sample library with you. But samples have limitations. They are just recorded WAV or AIFF files of a sound. And if you go to pitch that particular sound, if you're not very specific and understand what you're doing, it will not stay in a particular key after it goes up past a certain octave. For example, if you pitch it from, let's say, middle C and then pitch it up a whole octave, once you get past that second C, the keys will start to fall out of sync or out of tune with the music that you're playing, and it won't match the melodies and chord progressions that you've created. Now, if you know a little bit about synthesis, you can create your own sub or 808 bass sound that will stay in key and in pitch with the chords and the melodies that you've created. And that's the route that I'm going to use to create this sub bass sound for this particular project. To make this happen, I'm actually going to do a little bit of arranging, because right now all I have is this pattern that's repeating every 8 bars with my drums. Now remember, I created a 16-bar drum pattern. So in the time it takes my drum pattern to play once, this right here actually plays twice. So I'm going to duplicate this so that it actually matches the drum pattern. So I'm just going to select these and option drag them down to make a copy. Then I'm going to select all of the regions and hit the letter U on my keyboard, and it's going to make my cycle length the same length as the region selected. Click away from that. And now I'm going to create a new software instrument track here below the Robo Bass track. And I'm going to choose the ES2. And from the ES2, I'm going to go back here to my presets, go into factory, go down here to the tutorial settings, and I'm going to choose that analog saw initialize, or INIT again. It gets me back to this very basic version of the ES2. And I'm just going to choose the sine wave again. As you can see, you can do a lot of things with a sine wave. And right now you just have the simple, pure sounding sine wave. Now it doesn't take much to turn this into a sub frequency or a sub bass. I'm just going to pitch this oscillator down 2 octaves by clicking on the 24 here. And already I have some really low frequency bass sounds. Now you're going to need some monitors or some headphones that can replicate frequencies below 100 Hertz, well below 100 Hertz. If you have a subwoofer, you're good to go. Otherwise, hopefully you have a pair of monitors that can replicate this. Or you're going to need a really good pair of headphones so you can hear these low frequencies. Your laptop speakers are not going to do it. You won't be able to hear them.